But like the next topic in regards to Jobless Reincarnation, I believe, let me see. All right, so the issue that I have with a lot of isekais, the same thing here, right? If you watch the show, like everybody, I won't say everybody loves this dude, but like it's the same kind of trope you see in most animes. Like, hey, he was a nobody in real life. In this new life, he's a shit, right? So he has magic. He's a fast learner. You know, he's blonde hair. In his real life, he didn't have blonde hair, but he got blonde hair now. Like, blonde hair, blue eyes, go figure. And, you know, he's a shit. But this topic is like, hey, would they really mess with him if they knew the real him, right? It sounds like a lyric from an R&B song, you know, if you know the real me. If they knew the real him, would these girls be falling for him? Because if you watch the show, he's essentially like a mini Casanova. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, like he gets to know these young women, right? Know weird stuff. I'm just telling you about the show. It's not what I'm into, right? So I'm just telling you about the show. Now, time out. That ain't me, right? This is what y'all into. This is what's popular. So this is what y'all into. So he's a heartthrob. he's a heartthrob. They all like this guy. At least like the girl, like the little girls that he meets, his age, they all like him. And throughout the show, like he grows up and he still kind of has a thing with the ladies because, again, it's something about a man that's almost proficient in most things or seems perfect in most things that like women are just like attracted to, which makes sense. But like, you know, they're just attracted to him. But my argument is like, hey, they don't know the real you, and that's the issue with a lot of these isekais. Like, this is their pretend them, right? It's not really them. It's the same thing with Overlord. It's the same thing with any isekai you can name. Like, it's not really them. They died in real life. They're a loser in real life. They're a fat ass in real life. And now in this life, they're the shit, right? And the thing about this show compared to those other isekais is that, again, it's really good with storytelling. So like I really love the character development with the people on the show, like each character, and him getting to know these little girls, essentially, that grow up to be young women. Maybe that's a better term, young women. Him getting to know these young women. And you see the development and the bond. It's like, yo, like, you know, I'm a big fan of romance. So seeing that develop in the show, like the romances that he's developing with these young women, not little girls, is sick. It's dope, right? That's what I'm drawn to. The issue is, and here's the thing about isekais, I mean, that's not really him. like you're falling in love with his representative, right? Like, but that's not really him. That, like, if you knew him, he's a fat ass. Like, if you knew him, he's fat as hell. So my argument for this topic is like, hey, would these same girls really love him if they knew what he really was in real life? And my argument would be no. I'm telling you, I am telling you, all right, my friend, I am telling you, right? As a man, you could tell the pattern with these animes, even like the guy with the cheat code, right? Like the way these animes are set up is to kind of show a certain persona, which is why you also don't see as many characters like my skin color, right? Like it's a persona, right? This is what they're into. They're not really into people who eat donuts all day and you know, it's an incel and is always watching like blase blah in their computers. Like that's what, when you watch these animes, that's the stereotype that they're reinforcing of like, yo, we're not into that. We're into the skinny blonde, I won't really say blonde, but like, you know, fit, you know, characters. So like if they knew the real him, my argument is like, hey, would these women still feel the same? My argument is probably no, but most animes aren't built for that. Most animes aren't built for that kind of honesty. So I mean, again, this show isn't fully completed in its entirety, but I am curious to know, like, hey, if there's a point in this show, because mind you, I'm pretty sure there's like a manga of it. I ain't reading it, but this is just my review of the anime. All of this is based upon the anime. If you guys know more information about the book and it's like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about, good for you. I'm basing it off of the anime of what I've watched, right? They're not loving him from him. They're not. Most animes aren't even going to do it that way, right? It's like, hey, Overlord, he's the Overlord. If they knew who was like Wimpy Kid in real life, would they really follow him? Probably not. So, yeah, that's the thing about most animes, man. Like, they're not really loving him for him. And that's okay. You know? If you feel differently, please let me know in the comments. But, yeah, man, if they knew the real him, he not getting play like the way he's getting play in this show. My friend, like he's getting play in this show. His new persona's getting play, but then you the real him, nah, ain't happening. Let's keep it 100. If you're watching the show, keep it 100 with yourself. All right, they're not doing it. All right.